What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 7 of turning our M4 into an M4 GT3. Now, we've been focusing primarily on the rear end of the car, but all of that changes today. Kyle's gonna be working on the back, finishing some welding, finishing some paneling, while Calvin and I are gonna be diving into the front to try to get the front fender to mock up onto this car. Now, we're gonna have a few problems when trying to make this work. There is a length difference from the GT3 car to the M4, which is just a normal street car. The front fenders are about 5 inches longer. The front bumper is supposed to sit 5 inches far forward. So a good representation I wanted to show you guys off the start was with this front fender kind of mocked up to where it generally will be. It's held in by tape right now. The front bumper doesn't start till here. So we're gonna have a nice gap cratered around the whole entire front end. We're working on some things in the background from Street Hunter Designs that is gonna make a GT3 hood fit this M4, but more on that later. We're gonna try to get this thing to fit like this. We're gonna try and get all this stuff to fit today. It's gonna require a lot of cutting and a lot of fabrication, and we're actually gonna start on the other side of the car.
What TJ is referring to is we're trying to get the front fender to fit. We're working on this side because there's brake lines over there. Here we can move these electrical cables easily. What we're trying to do is we're gonna cut this scoop out to figure out what's behind it.
As a jet flies over.
The initial thing that we need to investigate is removing this entire bucket here and finding out what's behind it. That is what's limiting us from putting the fender on. We've noticed that if we have a wheel on and we turn it, it's gonna scrub and hit this first. We're gonna go ahead, cut this out, just investigate, and then do it on the other side when we have a better idea what we're gonna do.
We're gonna cut out the inside of the wheel well because we do know that with the wheel on and with our new aggressive offset that we're gonna have to use, we're gonna have clearancing problems right in here. Now, this is nothing new to us. We ran into the same problem when we did the 458 GT3 build. We had to cut into the subframe of the car, cut into the cabin of the car, and notch out a few inches just so we could fit the new wheel. We're gonna do the same thing right now and see how much room we actually have, because we don't wanna cut too much because we know that the inside of the cabin is right on the other side of this wall. It's really hard to get in there. Like, it's really hard to see because that brake caliper's in the way.
It's very attached.
Because of the angle of the wheel and all the surfaces, it can't get very deep. So unless we just go bigger, it's harder to cut this small of a hole. A lot of room in there. Oh, it's like triple layer. Underneath here is all still connected. Dylan, you should go try to do the same thing on the other side, and I'll start cutting all this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think this is pretty safe. We removed all this stuff in here. So I think if you err on the side of caution and just do on the, like, call it like a 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect.
After looking at the window, we know we have the room. So all of it's been drawn out. I'm gonna start trimming all this stuff to create room for the new fender.
That's not there anymore.
It was.
And now it's not. There it is.
Thanks for the explanation.
This is a strut tower, right? And this is structural. So I don't want to touch this as much as possible. This ties everything in. This is like a frame horn, let's call it. This isn't too bad as long as we plate this section back in, which Kyle's gonna do. But I'm trying to give him really flat surfaces to do everything. So I'm trying to make it as easy as I can for him, while making enough room for the fender. So I brought everything back to this like frame box right here and this frame rail, and then we can push all this up, and then I'm gonna trim this flat. There's a bubble that came out here. This part is structural, so he's probably gonna use some pretty thick steel to plate this portion in. So we'll make this flat, I'll make that flush with the frame rail, and then he's gonna put probably like an angled sheet broke structure here. So this all gets tubbed in and then flat, and that way that carbon piece from the fender will wrap in and on it, and we have all of this room. We're gonna put it on at some point, and I might still have to shave some more of this, and he might have to like 45 and plate some of this for that roll, hoping not. So there's a flat piece. All these pieces of stamped steel get pressed together and then spot welded. So there's a lip here that had all the spot welds, and then this was flat right here as well. It came down like that. So TJ trim this. We marked all this. So this is what this looked like before the other side. So I'm gonna do the same thing, cut this whole box out, flat to this box, trim all this, and you do like exploratory cuts. So like I'll cut this section so I can see what's in here. That way I'm not just going in blind on everything, because there's a lot of, you know, fluids, tubing, piping, brakes, wiring, etc., etc. And then we cut this out as well, which definitely is structural. It's to spread the load of the chassis wider on the subframe. Again, Kyle, handsome guy, is going to make another thing that ties in the subframe to the chassis just somewhere else that's not in this wheel arch. So we're just trying to make as much room as possible. So we have a lot to play with when we put the fender back on. There it is.
Let's take a quick pause on today's video to talk about what's keeping me so energized through these videos, and that is Factor Meals. Factor is a company that makes pre-made meals that are healthy and they taste amazing. And as you guys know, I'm always on the go, I'm always moving, and cutting out the time of making food or going to get food has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've really been trying to stay away from the fast food and the junk food, and it's really easy when I have these Factor meals on lock in the fridge at all times. Factor offers keto, calorie smart, chef's choice, and vegan plus veggie options, which includes seafood, meat, and plant-based meals. Factor cuts out stressful meal planning and extensive prepping, so meals come together in just minutes. The meals arrive pre-prepared and ready to eat within 2 minutes, which is faster than ordering takeout. Whether it's at the shop or here at home, I'm always loaded with tons of options, and what's great is they also have keto options, and Sabrina lately has been on a keto kick diet, and there's stuff for me and for her that we both enjoy. And the best thing about Factor is they make life easy and they ship it all to your front door. Head over to factor75.com or click the links down below and use code HUNT40 to get 40% off of your first order. Make the change now and not only eat great, but eat healthy and use Factor. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to it.
That is so much room.
Looking back at the other side and then at this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when my face is stuffed in it the whole time, so I don't have like an expanded, what?
As you should.
I can go to work for a long time. Anyways, about the fender, we're only talking about the fender wall. Just really ramming my face deep in there. You just don't get an expanded view, so you have to step back. And when you step back,
Take a deep breath, stroke, breathe. You know what I'm saying? Stroke, breathe, and then look at it. Compared to the other side, it's incredible. There's so much space, Dylan.
Thanks, guys. Sometimes you just gotta take a step back. Life, cars.
Women,
He said it.
mothers.
Try it. Oh, he's actually right. Oh,
I hate it.
Damn.
I hate it.
That was wild to see that in live.
Saw it. You saw it here.
Was there
first.
spit on my upper lip? I sneezed.
You okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
I didn't catch that. I caught the tail end of that.
It's one of the
Sometimes I
super
catch.
scary things when using this tool. It's a scary tool to use. Hate when he does shit like that. Ow!
It's not hot.
It's a joke. Body was a bit.
That was kind of good though. Day 2.
Day 2 is the day. We have to get this on the car. If Dylan hasn't talked about it yet, I'll explain it now. Where this fender meets the door, it doesn't exist. It's like a big void with the kit there. So we're assuming that we need to use some sort of structure there to do it. And what we're gonna do, like with the entire car, we're gonna use the original body panel. So Dylan has marked this out for me to cut because we believe that this entire front part has to go, because if you look at the fender piece, there's a little overlap, and we believe that the hood goes on top of that overlap. So we're cutting off everything that we don't need. It's gonna be pretty cool. We're trying to preserve the M4 competition. I just can't read. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out for Dylan to mock up. Kyle, Dylan, and TJ felt like they didn't need to cut the carbon fiber fender the way that we did it. So right now we're doing R&D so that we can make sure that this side of the car is going to be perfect. It's on wheels.
What happened? Oh, no. That's on the wrong side.
The trash can's on wheels. That's why.
You want to use the table?
Yeah.
We're now on day 2, and we're gonna be really focusing on trying to fit the front fenders with the stock fender today. So Calvin already started cutting these things up, and we're gonna be using this as a little bit of an over fender for the GT3 kit. Now, oddly enough, it actually uses that. So we were able to retain ours, and we're just gonna start mocking this up to see how much of it we can fit. And I was actually gonna save us a little bit of fabrication time because we didn't even realize we were supposed to use this.
Same concept as the entire car, trying to remove as little as possible to make it fit as OEM as possible. So the way that this fender overlaps this fender, the hood is not only longer in the nose, but this portion of it actually comes up higher. So I was trying to scallop as little as possible and use that bracket. Not gonna happen. So we're gonna have to cut the fender to here, and then this kind of overlays kind of like that. So the GT3 head goes up over it. But the cool thing is we can use this bracketry under here, or at least the mounting locations, to make a standoff and just bolt it to the frame horn, this like fender horn.
Ooh, that's gonna be cool.
And Calvin had a good idea of using one of these holes that exist for this louver section, and instead of using the little nut rivet portion on the back, just going through and using longer hardware, and then using that as our mounting location.
Smart.
And then the front will be latched, and then we can probably make another standoff here, etc., etc. But it's looking like it lines up pretty well. And then we just have to, we hold that real quick. Oh,
I'm so sorry.
it's not your fault. We're flexing it anyways.
Holding it up.
See how I have to flex it?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I can trim enough of the fender to just mount it. And then we can Cleco that. That'll be held. All right, you got it for a moment?
Yeah.
I'll have to trim some of the top of that off. You can kind of see if you come back here. Oh, that's gonna be sick. TJ, you're never. Oh, got it.
Oh,
I wish you could look at this right now. It's so cool.
You can't look at it.
Oh my god. You can see the M4 badge still. So, yeah. I think what I'm gonna do is, we're not gonna be able to connect all this up in here anyways because of this frame horn. So I think I'm gonna have to just lop this rollover portion of the top off.
Just to get
To
it to sit in
tuck
there.
it up in there.
Yeah, I agree.
So I
with
think
that.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do that because we have to. So yeah, we're just, again, making 5 things into one thing. I want to get better at making this short. Calvin cut this factory fender. It's going to be hidden for the most part, but when you look at it directionally, you're going to see this. So we wanted a nice little radius curve here with the M4 comp badge. We held up the other scoop that I'm showing right now, the rolled portion of the fender, up onto this. Clecoed this, mounted this. So these are kind of sitting together now, and then we're going to bolt that other portion to the back side of the fender. You'll see in a moment, and then eventually I'll epoxy this back together. It gives us hope for the other side that I don't actually have to cut this. It's fine. It's already 2 separate pieces from BMW. They just epoxy it together. That's why I made a really thin cut. So I feel good about that. But the other side we can keep together, and then it'll all fit, and then we can get to working on the front bumper. So yeah, just more trimming, mocking trimming, mocking trimming, mocking trimming.
That's disgusting.
Press it to the fender.
Yeah. That's disgusting.
Damn, Dylan.
So I'm gonna trim a little bit more so I can tuck this in flat. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm gonna throw up. That's disgusting. You're disgusting.
and then there's that. Yeah. All right, hold on. I need to trim that. Hold on there, boys.
Wow.
Oh,
Dude, that looks
sick.
good.
Dang. All right.
Do you want to clean?
That's tight.
Push it back. We could stick the wheel on and see it. Oh, we could see it. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Then we're doing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ooh, we didn't need to cut it. Rip. Can we all get F in the chat down below? F in the chat. Don't need to cut.
We didn't know that.
Well, you want me to get some
I'm gonna cut more here.
tape? Ooh. Ooh. Can't stand it. It's gonna bring a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
It looks so hot.
Exactly. You can see it forward.
We're gonna get that on. We're gonna put the side skirt on. We're gonna lower it.
The what on?
The side skirt. The side skirt. Everyone's like, you're not gonna make this kid work. It's not gonna work. Shut the fuck up. It's fucking work.
Tip, 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 tip.
Just the tape.
Just the tip.
Just the tape. This is strong.
I'm proud of my cut.
Well done, Dylan.
The one in your
Round
pants.
sound
The one
count.
in front of you.
That one
You know what I'm saying? It's round center.
I'm proud of that cut because I cut that with a fucking one blade.
I prefer my Dylan's cut. Not a huge uncut guy.
You want to go
Where?
one right here too? Go under right here.
You want a little one right
Oh, fuck, that looks so sick.
here? Just a good tape job.
All right, I think we're good. Let's take her out on the road.
Oh my God, Kyle! Look at this view right
Oh,
here.
I know.
Look at this. Fuck, that's
Even like
sick.
the emblem lines.
Oh, yeah, but the trim too. How radius the trim is. Damn, dude.
It's a good cut, brother.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Favorite part, right? Most people are gonna be above the fender, maybe not Calvin, but above the fender height of this car.
What the?
It works.
Why don't I wake up in the morning, dude?
Because you have a fetish and you want to come here and get berated by me. The view of this car is predominantly going to be a little bit at a downward angle. So what we were worried about is just making sure all of this was intact because it's really complex. And the coolest part about this car is how the front fender rolls back and is so thin on top. And it worked.
Everybody that was doubting us in the comments.
Take that, you bunch of haters. And then you look under and you're like, okay, well, I mean, it's not as extravagant as the top looks.
But it will be.
But it will be.
God
You
damn.
want to throw a wheel on it?
Yeah, let's.
So coincidentally, the rear of the A90 street car is almost the exact same size we need.
It's pretty close. I think we need a bigger tire to fill the wheel well in. Make sure you don't hit anything. Ew, dude. Gross. A little.
That top one.
I know. I'm looking to see if it's lined up. Thank you, though. I appreciate you for telling me where to put the lug nut. Yeah, put it in one of the 5 holes.
We have a surprise for you. I need you to come out here with your eyes closed.
Oh, is it?
Don't look.
Oh.
Don't look.
Okay.
I got you.
For those who are just tuning in, or that doesn't make sense.
Yep.
If you're like, TJ, what are you doing in there? Oh, I just posted my new Magnuson Supercharger C8. So if you're like, TJ, where's your C8 been? I missed your C8. Oh, the C8's back. Posted a video of your C8. I just posted it. So go to the Clips channel. It's linked down below. More behind the scenes content. There's so much stuff you guys want to see. We have a second channel. Go subscribe.
The door's to the right. Turn to the right.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not. No, you're over here.
No, I'm not. The door's the. Okay. Oh.
Is it all together?
Yes. All right.
Ah! Oh!
That's gonna get green.
What, grown-up Macaulay Culkin?
Wow! Wow, it fits. It looks like it still needs to be trimmed.
Don't touch it. Why are you touching it
Why are
like
you out
that?
here
Hey,
just
easy,
gorilla
easy.
handling
I'm just
me?
checking it. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
I think we can push the inside in more, like you just did, haphazardly. Oh, weird. After you just poked it a bunch.
What? I'm checking it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, you could check it with your eyes, you know?
I got the emblem too. Like that little nook.
Oh! That is so cool. Now when you see the side skirt, wow, that's so cool.
Dang.
So that's the other thing is like you could either like, okay, I'm not saying we do this, but if you theoretically went like this, cut a big hole right here, it wouldn't hit anything.
Go back to center. We'll talk about that. I want everyone to step back for a moment and envision this. If I made a cut right here, all the way up, would it still visually read the same?
I don't think so because with how much wheel height you're gonna see it.
Well, you could bring, like you said, bring it up here, but then taper it, because then you'll still
I
see
what
like
you're saying.
just the top.
So you're saying like probably like right here and then start radiusing it
And then if
onward?
you like painted it all the inside black, or even here's like if we want to get really crafty, I can have straight hunter easily. Like we could cut this and like make it recess.
Yeah.
Just depends on how like if we want to
I
take
think
that
we can
route.
Make this work.
I think we can make it work too.
I think we can make this work.
That or if anything, the thing of like if we were to, let's say you were to cut that and we were to bring it in, how would that affect the side skirt that bolts into here?
None of that matters because this is all where we'd adjust the side. Like,
See, I need to see it. I
Here,
keep
it's right here.
saying that, but I need to see it. That won't fit until it's on the car though.
well, no, but look, here's what I'm saying, right? Look at that. That's that radius right there,
Yeah,
right?
and you're-
That's what
we'll have to
matters.
cut it.
All this, yeah, sure, it bolts here, but look at how it mates. There's no smooth body line, so we can change the narrative wherever we want this to live. It's not going to drastically affect it.
That's true.
Because we can just make it look how we want.
Pretty much all the way up to that flat point.
Well, we'll see what's
Easy
on the car,
work.
but you might be able to go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, like, even if we went like this, like, take a look at this, TJ. You tell me that.
No, you don't know the
it's
difference.
wherever you want.
So, but the question would be this: it would suck to get rid of this beautiful standoff right here.
Oh no, we don't have to do that.
Oh, you can unbolt it. It's
don't
not going to be perfect though. That's obviously not going to be standing off on the fender, but like we really want the look of this, the standoff to be there. But again, if you just drilled out the rivets, we'd be able to. It can for sure work. 100%. It's just going to take massaging. Oh, it's really rad. Wow. It's really cool to see it like this.
Also, this wheel width and all that is like,
Wheel width.
yeah, like the offset of it currently
Isn't
and
it
the
weird how
width.
this offset's like perfect?
Yeah, it's like literally flush with this.
Yeah.
So
And it's like literally like the tire size we're gonna want to run. The question is, if we did a skinnier tire rather than a 305 and just reduced the offset, would it make it any less
'Cause it's the
easier to
face.
turn?
At the end of the day,
You're
you want your
right.
face
You're
to
right.
be
It's
here.
the outer point.
I
So it
think
wouldn't
we're
even
gonna-
matter to keep it chunky up
I
front.
think we're gonna want to run a bigger sidewall than this.
Well,
like
yeah, yes.
Because the race car has like 18.
Well, this is a 19 step lip 20.
What?
No, it's
this
not.
is
This is an 18
steps.
face.
Yeah, 18 face.
So if we did an 18 face rather than doing a step lip 19, you could do like an 18 face, yeah, with a chonky boy
Because
sidewall.
the factory race car is like, it's a 70 or 75
Is
series sidewall.
there even a point in even?
Oh my god.
My train of thought's still going.
Go for it.
My train doesn't stop for anyone.
This is what your train does. It goes chicka chicka. Ooh, pedestrian. Just kidding. Just kidding.
The OD's gonna still be the same whether we go 18 or 19.
If we go 18 big sidewall, then yeah, the rolling diameter is the same. But if we go 19 big sidewall, it will be larger. I think we can squeeze 18s on these calipers. So if we do 18 face, 18 barrel.
Well, we can't because it's an 18 face.
Which means
Two.
this inner barrel is an 18.
Unless it's 19 barreled and then
17 face.
Oh, we could do a 19 face with a 17 barrel.
My name is Dylan. We'll do a 3-inch barrel with a 20-inch face.
So good. I have no comment. Out. And then back in. There you go. There it is.
Dylan, you have the lugs for these or the bolts for these?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Just don't move your hands. Trust me. Is this real? Are you guys NPCs? Do I deserve this? Oh yeah.
Hey,
don't
to
move
be
your hands.
fair,
Trust me.
You did tell him do not move your hands, and he did exactly what you said.
Do you think I could off this? Nah, I'll wait till
No,
later.
dude. You accelerate really fast.
I wouldn't be able to reach terminal velocity.
Dude, that's big.
Oh! Yo, dude, why is everyone fucking around?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I need the impact.
Here you go.
Facing the wrong way.
You have the
More
impact?
lug nuts.
No, I don't need more lug nuts.
Oh, okay.
I need the impact.
Hey, I got my brakes
I
back.
heard it click too.
I can try to start it.
It's so ugly, but it's so pretty and hot and sexy at the same time. It's wild. Yeah, seeing it roll is crazy. Now we can kind of get a good idea. I don't think the front fender is gonna look goofy at all, Dylan. When the front bumper's on,
I think we're really gonna focus on diameter in the rear, like rolling diameter. But the front is pretty just okay. I don't know.
I'm curious to know how much we'll be able to slam it, because remember, the coilover ride height right now is the ride height for a stock M4. That's where it was. So we'll still be able to lower it a little bit. We don't know how much we'll be able to lower it because of where the front bumper is gonna sit. But given the front bumper and the side skirts, I believe, are on the kind of the same plane of height to the ground, like we could lower this another 3-4 inches or a couple fingers. And if that were the case, I don't even know if the coilovers will go that low. Maybe we do a custom coilover. I don't know yet. But if we lowered this 3 fingers and even had a ride height of right there, it would look really good.
2 fingers and then bigger tire.
Yeah, but there's no way to avoid this huge gap right here. I'm not putting this car on bags, so don't even put it in the comment section down below. We literally could not resist taking this thing out today just to kind of see what it looks like, and we're all this taken back. I feel like every episode we put on a few different pieces and we all have to stop and stare. Obviously it was a little premature to take this car out. Definitely didn't need to do it, but we really wanted to show you guys a different perspective of this car other than being on the lift inside that shop, because you can't really soak it in when it's in that tiny little shop. But coming out here, seeing it from different angles, different perspectives, even just mocked up as it is rewarding, and I think it gives us the fuel to keep on pushing and to keep on meticulously cutting and trying to get this thing to fit, given how long it is taking us to do it. The width of this thing is so hard to capture on camera, but the detail of the carbon work is so pretty. I can't believe this thing. We literally are obsessed with every angle, and seeing how close of a fitment the Mark V Street Hunter wheel is and throwing it on this car, it's really trippy to see how close it actually fits. We're not going to be running these wheels on the car. I feel like there's going to be some comments about that, like, are these the wheels? I know we didn't really state it, but no, we're going to be running a different wheel setup 100% for this car. These were just for a test, just for a mock-up, just to get the car rolling on a different wheel setup. Okay, well clearly we're all being distracted now by this car, but if you made it this far, I want to say thank you for watching today's episode. We are actually running out of here quickly because we are flying out to New Jersey to meet up with LZ and all the East Coast boys, because we're going to be drifting at LZ's World Tour, which is a drift comp in New Jersey. So the hauler left a couple days ago. We fly out tomorrow morning. So I have a lot to do and a lot to pack before this trip. So I'm heading out of here. Now it's time for us to finish up the front end, put the bumper on, replicate that on the right-hand side. And we're really getting a lot through on this car, and I'm stoked on the progress, although it does feel like it's taking forever. If you guys have enjoyed it, leave this video a thumbs up because it helps us more than you guys know. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you get updated every time we upload a new video, because right now our posting schedule about this car is a little sporadic, so you don't want to miss the next one. So subscribe, turn on post notifications. Thanks, boys. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, and keep moving forward.